I love trying something new. A new brand as an alternative to Lego. Recently, I bought this set for my collection. It's a Jurassic Park set by 12 Go. The box says it includes 3 models and 1,632 pieces, though there were actually a few extra parts left over. It's a fairly large set, and considering it includes 3 models, that's unusual and really cool. Inside the box, there's a large, colorful instruction. All the build steps are explained clearly and logically. I also really like the level of detailing across all 3 models. There are no stickers in this set, so all logos, vehicle numbers, and dashboard are printed directly on the parts, and the print quality is excellent. I really appreciate this approach, so that's a like from me. All 3 models have a strong design, and fans of cars in Jurassic Park will recognize them immediately. Each SUV has solid detailing for this scale, plus plenty of additional equipment. Storage boxes, gear, and even a drone in the trunk of the beige vehicle. That was a nice surprise, and something I really enjoyed. I also found new, stylish wheels for the SUVs in this set. They're used on the green and gray SUVs. It's something unusual and interesting. Not as impressive as the wheels on the Bronco, but I still like them. All the parts are packed into 4 large bags, and the build is divided into 4 major stages. At first, I didn't understand why. There are 3 cars but 4 bags. I even thought there might be a surprise, like a 4th vehicle. But it turned out that, according to the instructions, the build starts with the beige Jeep Gladiator of the JT generation. This is not a tourist vehicle and not a parked car. It's a service expedition and security vehicle used to transport personnel, equipment, and provide escort within the closed Biosyn Valley. However, in this set, it carries the dinosaur logo. This vehicle comes from a modern film Jurassic World, Dominion, not from the classic Jurassic Park. Unlike the iconic vehicles from Jurassic Park, 1993, it doesn't have a bright, tourist-oriented identity. There's no red and green livery, no large numbers, only a subtle 17 marking, whose exact background I don't know for sure. Still, I think it deserves attention, even if Jurassic Park fans might disagree with me. From a fan perspective, it's important to understand and phrase this correctly. This vehicle is not a Jurassic Park car. It does not directly inherit the visual style of the classic films. It belongs to a different era, a different philosophy, and a different system of values within the universe. This is the Biosyn Jeep Gladiator from Jurassic World, Dominion, and that is the correct way to refer to it. In the context of the entire franchise, this vehicle can be seen as a visual marker of the final stage in the evolution of the Jurassic World. And from the perspective of SUV fans, Jeep Gladiator enthusiasts, and lovers of expeditions and off-road vehicles, this is simply a very cool Lego-style model. In my opinion, it's the most interesting one in the set and has the highest level of detailing. The vehicle is finished in a desert color, close to a military expedition palette. This shade fits perfectly into the natural environment of the Dolomite Alps, where the Biosyn Valley is located. It doesn't clash with rock, grass, or mud. The vehicle doesn't stand out from its surroundings, it blends into them. This reinforces the Biosyn philosophy, a corporation that declares harmony with nature but in reality seeks to control it. The Gladiator is equipped with a full expedition setup, a reinforced front bumper, a winch, a roof expedition rack, jerry cans, cases, crates, additional lighting, communication antennas, high-profile off-road tires, and a drone in the cargo bed. That's why this model is assembled in 2 build stages. It ends up being the largest and most heavily modified vehicle in the set. It also has a fairly well-detailed interior, finished in dark red, which pairs beautifully with the sand color exterior. There's also a unique dashboard. The only thing I didn't really like is the part quality. At first glance, everything looks great. The color and shape of the pieces are comparable to original Lego or Power Build, but the connections sometimes require a bit more force. Still, everything holds together well and stays firmly in place. I don't see this as a critical downside, and I think the part quality will be much better in future sets. But for a set I bought on Temu, this is actually pretty good, considering it's a large set with 3 models that, while not licensed, still look great. And on top of that, it was a good deal. Maybe these aren't brand new designs, and maybe some people already have them in their collections. Others might have more detailed versions of these SUVs, with more complex solutions, finer proportions, or rare parts. But the format of 3 vehicles in one set is a big advantage on its own. It gives you many possibilities. You can build a diorama, compare the models, film separate scenes, or come up with any scenario you like. In the end, this set isn't just a cheap alternative. It's a solid balance of scale, appearance, theme, number of models, and price. And if it brings enjoyment here and now, then it fully deserves its place in my collection. I'm happy with this set, and that's what matters most. I really love the Jeep Gladiator design in real life, and maybe one day I'll buy one for myself. But for now, I'm enjoying this set and this model. It's definitely another favorite of mine, and will probably make it into my top 10 coolest models of 2026, unless Power Build, Lego, or other brands release something even more unique, beautiful, and detailed. I already have a stock of interesting new releases from well-known brands and lesser-known alternative sets. So subscribe to the channel so you don't miss anything. Write in the comments, which of these 3 models did you like the most? There will be everything: supercars, sports cars, SUVs, trucks, custom projects. And hit like if you also like the Gladiator. It's modern expedition equipment, confident and serious. But any story becomes more interesting when different personalities appear. When something serious and modern is joined by something with a different spirit, a different presence, a different energy. And in this set, that's exactly what happens. The next model, though, gives off a completely different vibe. The next model in the set is the bright Ford Explorer XLT. The Ford Explorer, used in Jurassic Park, 1993, is, without exaggeration, one of the most recognizable vehicles in movie history. But its iconic status often prevents a clear understanding of the role it actually played in the world of the film, because the Explorer isn't a staff SUV or an expedition vehicle. It's tourist transportation. The movie featured first-generation Ford Explorers, 1991 to 1994, specially modified for filming. In the story, these are automated tour vehicles designed to transport park guests along a pre-programmed route. They aren't driven in the traditional sense. The cars are connected to the park system and move along a rail or guide-based path. That's exactly why the Ford Explorer looks the way it does. Its design isn't aggressive, utilitarian, or military. It was meant to inspire trust, comfort, and a sense of safety. It's a vehicle that tells visitors, you're in a theme park. Everything is under control. The Explorer's color scheme isn't just a nice livery. It's part of the park's visual language. The colors are high contrast, memorable, almost promotional. They emphasize that Jurassic Park is a brand and an attraction. The doors feature the Jurassic Park logo, and the sides carry large numbers. That detail is important. The numbering shows that the vehicles are part of a system, while also making each one easily identifiable. This particular model is number 4. The Ford Explorer's interior also plays a major role. It looks like a tour vehicle cabin, not an off-road cockpit. There are screens playing informational videos, comfortable seats, a panoramic roof, and the feeling that passengers are inside a protected capsule. The vehicle isn't designed for people to get out or interact directly with the environment. And that's the key point. The Ford Explorer in Jurassic Park symbolizes the illusion of control. People sit inside a glass cocoon, observe dinosaurs from a safe distance, and believe technology can completely manage nature. That's why the scenes where that control collapses are so powerful. From a real-world technical standpoint, the Ford Explorer in the film is not portrayed as an off-road vehicle. It doesn't tackle rough terrain, join chases, or demonstrate off-road capability. The Explorer isn't a working tool, it's part of the attraction. Looking at the Explorer in the context of the entire franchise, it becomes clear that vehicles like this don't appear in later films. Neither in Jurassic World nor in Dominion are there direct analogs to these tour cars. And that makes sense. The world changed. The illusion of a safe park disappeared with the first catastrophe. In Jurassic World, tourists don't ride in closed capsules anymore. They move on foot, in gyrospheres, or on open platforms. And in Dominion, the concept of a tour disappears entirely. What remains is survival and control. That's why the Ford Explorer remains unique to the first film. It symbolizes an era of optimism, faith in technological progress, and a naive belief that nature could be paused with the push of a button. It's important to remember the historical context. In the early 90s, the Ford Explorer was seen as a symbol of new American comfort. It wasn't a rugged off-roader, but a family SUV, safe, spacious, modern. It was associated with travel, leisure, and well-being. That's exactly why it was such a perfect choice for Jurassic Park. On a subconscious level, viewers trust this vehicle. When recreating this vehicle in modern models or building sets, that's what should be taken into account. The Ford Explorer from Jurassic Park isn't just a cool car, it's a carrier of meaning. When it's reproduced without understanding that role, it becomes just a pretty object. But when it's recreated with that understanding, it works again as part of the story. That's why fans still love this vehicle, and Why it's one of the most commonly replicated cars, with fans recreating the movie livery on their own Explorers. This is definitely the brightest SUV in my collection now. The third model in this set is based on the 1993 Jeep Wrangler YJ, the version used in Jurassic Park, 1993, as a park service car. The Jeep Wrangler YJ is more than just an old Jeep. It's a transitional model that still carries the spirit of classic military-style off-roaders, but with a growing civilian focus. It's compact, short wheelbase, mechanically simple, and visually open. Its construction is immediately clear. Frame, body, wheels, everything is functional with no unnecessary design. It's also the only Wrangler generation produced with square headlights. This headlight design caused a lot of controversy among fans when a model was released, since previous Jeep designs had remained almost unchanged. If you look at the Wrangler lineup, later generations returned to the classic round headlights, one of the model's signature features. In the context of Jurassic Park, these vehicles were used by island personnel to move around the park. It's important to understand that they were not tourist vehicles. Tourists rode in automated Ford Explorers, while the Wranglers remained the infrastructure's workhorses. That's why the Wrangler in the film feels both simple and alive. It doesn't come across as a technological marvel like the Explorer. It's closer to real machinery, to the ground and the road. It implies human involvement. The driver controls the vehicle, feels the terrain, reacts to the environment. There's almost no decoration in its form. The body is made up of straight surfaces, sharp edges, and clear geometry. The front of the Wrangler is nearly vertical. The recognizable grille, square headlights, short hood. The Wrangler YJ silhouette is easy to recognize, almost upright windshield, flat side panels, pronounced wheel arches, short overhangs. This geometry creates the image of a vehicle built for rough terrain, but without aggressive styling. The short wheelbase is another key element. It looks compact and maneuverable, capable of moving through narrow trails and uneven ground. In terms of color, the vehicles in Jurassic Park had bright accents, but their base still remained practical. Interestingly, in the film, the Wrangler isn't presented as a hero vehicle. It simply exists as part of the working world, and that's exactly what makes it convincing. It looks like real service equipment on an isolated island. And on the island, to create a sense of scale and distinguish between vehicles, they had their own numbers. The Wranglers carried numbers 10, 12, 18, 29. In this set, the Wrangler is number 18. It completes the lineup not as the most complex model, but as the lightest one. It has the fewest parts, but the image is legendary. Fans of the movie still recreate this iconic look on their own vehicles across all generations of the Jeep Wrangler. Even though in the movie it was a Jeep Wrangler YJ Sahara Edition, which was originally sand-colored but was repainted gray for filming with red stripes and matching red rims.